Have you ever considered an Airstream? Well, I'll tell you what, you're watching the perfect video here. Stay tuned because I've got Tim Maxwell from Airstream, and he's going to tell you all the latest and greatest about the 2025 models. So stay tuned. So, Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll go from there.
I would love to. Tim Maxwell, I'm the Regional Director of Sales for Airstream. You know, I'm kind of proud of the fact I've been with Airstream since 1987. So, great career. It's a great product, And, you know, so just to kind of jump right into it, you know, when I go out and I'm sitting with the customers, attending these lifestyle events, attending some RV shows, the common question I get is, why Airstream? Why Airstream? And that's a valid point. Why should I buy Airstream? What makes Airstream unique? And I'm always happy to say, when you select Airstream, when you look at an Airstream, it's the package you get. So it's just not one thing, but it's the package. And with this package, I always love to start with the longevity. You know, the trailer's been around since 1931. Can you believe that? Since 1931?
Well, but see, I think there's an elephant in a room you haven't covered.
Yeah, what's that?
What is that elephant?
Yeah, I'll get that right out of there. You know, the Airstream trailer can be one of the most expensive travel trailers on the market, but that's up front. You know, so you take the classic that's up front, over $100,000. But over the course of ownership, you know, I was just hearing I say, been around since 1931, 75% are still on the road. So out of that course of ownership of this travel trailer lasting generations, it's the most economical trailer to buy. You're going to purchase one trailer and it's going to last decades. You're going to be able to hand this trailer down. If you outgrow it, what we say is 2-foot-itis. The customers want to trade up. They want to get something a little bit larger. The resale value comes into the equation. So, again, it's going to start. Airstream's been around since 1931. With that comes quality. This 75% on the road since 1931. Quality's got to be at the forefront. And when we talk about Airstream, quality comes right to the front. And you have to do no more than open and close the main door. When we get inside a high-end automobile, let's say those Porsche, those Bentleys, those high-end cars, and you shut the door, that entrance door, you can feel the quality. You can hear the quality. Just start with the main door of an Airstream trailer. Open and close that main door, and you can feel that it shuts, and you can hear that it shuts like a bank vault. Altogether different than any other product out there. And when we start looking at the Airstream as far as labor hours, on average there's 350 labor hours in every Airstream trailer. We mentioned the Classic's up to 400 labor hours. These are built by hand with artisans. You know, on average there's 3,000 rivets. 3,000 rivets in your trailer. It takes 2 guys to put in every rivet. This isn't a stick and tin product. This is aluminum superstructure. So out of that 350 labor hours, that main door takes us 8 hours. Look at the strength, the integrity of this main door. You'll see the 16 welds on the screen door, the 8 welds on the main door jamb. That's Airstream. So you get the quality. You get the longevity. We haven't even talked about the towability. You know, it's one of my favorite things to talk about when we look at Airstream. You know, Airstream, it's got this aircraft design. 20% savings in fuel economy. 20% savings in fuel economy equates to 20% less drag. It takes less horses to tow an Airstream. And the favorite thing to say is, you know, when you go out to Atlanta International Airport, you go out to Tampa International Airport, you go to an international airport, next time you drive by, look at the planes running down the runway. They look like little Airstreams. If they had wings on it, if the Airstream trailer had little wings on it, it'd be like an aircraft. Exactly the same thing. This aerodynamic shape just mirrors that aircraft. It really does. That drag, 20% less drag. Air is going to flow right across the front nose. Also on the sides, you don't get that wind blocking up. It's going to flow right over the side. So, independent wheel suspension, low center of gravity. The Airstream trailer is the safest towing travel trailer on the market, hands down. And I personally have owned several Airstreams throughout my ownership. I currently own a 27 Tommy Bahama. Tows like a dream. It certainly tows like a dream. So you get the longevity, you get the quality, you get the towability. What about the resale value? You know, everything depreciates. I'm not going to say that it does. The Airstream doesn't, but it depreciates far less than any other product. And I can think back, way back into the 80s. way back into the 80s, the Airstream trailer cost about $1,000 a foot. Then, and of course the cost of parts went up, the cost of labor went up, all that went up. But you're thinking back, look, if we could get a late 80s or a late 90s 25-foot trailer, that's $25,000. That'd be worth that all day long if it's well taken care of. So these Airstream trailers hold their value second to none. Second to none. And that's one of the beauty of the Airstream trailer. The other thing I want to point out, part of the package, when you walk into an Airstream, you can smell the difference. And what I mean by that is, it's the products, it's the components that we use. First of all, I kind of touched on it. This shell's put together with rivets. It's not a laminated sidewall, it's aluminum. So there's no glue in it. There's no toxins in this aluminum shell. The insulation that we use, it's about the components that we use. This insulation that we use is called 𝐴𝒂𝒏𝒄. So 𝐴𝒂𝒏𝒄's really unique. It's very, very special. Zero outgassing. It's basically made of 61.9% recycled material, but no outgassing, won't support the growth of mold or mildew. And it's really certified for nursing homes, daycares, and hospitals. And yes, we put it in an Airstream trailer. And so when you walk into an Airstream, you can smell the difference. Now, I'm not going to say an Airstream doesn't have outgassing. Everything has outgassing. But this Airstream trailer, you can smell the difference. So when you walk through the front door, or the entry door, you can see the difference in the quality. If I just open up a cabinet here, you can see all the hinges we work and all the cabinetry put together with dowel pins, pocket screw, wood glue. Not staple. This is not a stapled product, but you can see the difference. You can smell the difference. Open and close the main door, you can hear the difference. Just feel all the appointments, the soft goods on the inside. It's quality material. And again, it's got to be quality material. It's an Airstream, right? It's an Airstream. And so you get the quality, the longevity, the resale, the towability. The most exciting, the most overlooked is the lifestyle. When you buy into the Airstream family, when you're an Airstream owner, the lifestyle is so far different. We have a 𝗁𝒑𝐵𝗂𝐻𝒃 club, club of owners. It's called the 𝗁𝒑𝐵𝐵𝗂𝐻𝒃, who's our founder. Got an owners group, very, very tight. They do a lot of caravans. They do a lot of social events. That's huge. That is so far unique. And I have to tell you, when I pull my Airstream into a campground, when I go into a campground, I'm like a rock star. I don't want to be a rock star, but I'm like a rock star. Oh, they got an Airstream. And then you get a knock on the door. Can we come look at your Airstream? Or you pull in for fuel. Hey, that's a nice looking Airstream. Can we see the inside of it? And certainly, I love Airstream, always willing to show it off, but that's the package you get. This lifestyle is huge. The towability is certainly part of the equation. The longevity of it. So I'm always proud to say that it's the package you get with an Airstream. And I would invite anybody to come in and look at an Airstream. Look for yourself. Open and close the main door yourself. Open and close the cabinetry on the inside. Look at all the rivets on the outside that's hand done. This is built by artisans. And again, it takes 350 labor hours to build your average trailer. So that's what makes Airstream special.
Gotcha. So start with what's your I guess your entry level. What's your entry level start at?
Okay. The entry level would be a single axle.
Okay.
Entry would be a single axle. It really starts at that base camp. The base camp's really geared towards, and it's that teardrop look. It's that base camp's really designed for that younger buyer that kind of wants to get out up close with Mother Nature, the bicycle, the kayaker. You can put kayaks in the back of it. It's actually got a rear hatch, a rear cargo door, which is cool. You can put your fun things in the back of it. Starts with the base camp at 1620, and then it jumps up to your traditional travel trailers in the Bambi. When we think of Bambi base camp, kind of think of basic. The Bambi is going to be lightweight, starting at 3,500 pounds, and the Bambi is going to be available, in a 16, a 20, and a 22. All single axles. Bambi is going to start at 3,500 pounds. We get up to the 22, 5,000 pounds. So again, Bambi's really geared towards that lightweight, nimble. From the Bambi, then we will jump right up. Still single axle. We're going to jump up into the Caravel. So Caravel is going to have more of a contemporary inside. Caravel, you're going to start getting the ducted AC that we're known for, stainless steel wrap protectors. You're going to start getting the awning, the never lube bearing. So there's about 30 more features you're going to get from a Bambi to a Caravel. Once you go over to that Caravel line, about 30 more features, quite a bit. The ducted AC, ducted AC, 2,000 watt inverter. Those are the things that you're going to see on the Caravel line. But again, single axle. Since we have more components on the single axle Caravel, that little 16 is going to start at 4,300 pounds. So it's going to be just a little bit heavier axle than that 16 Bambi, all the way up to 5,000 pounds, which is nice.
Okay.
And so from there, we're done with the single axles. Single axles, again, are the base camp, 16 and 20. Then the Bambi and Caravel, 16, 20, and 22. From there, we're going to jump into the double axles. So if you can kind of see, we're just coming up in weights as well. Double axles is going to start with the 23. 23 on the Flying Cloud, all the way up to a 30-foot bunk, which is our family. And we've seen a family out there in the parking lot thinking, hey, a 30-foot bunk would be perfect for them. But anyway, that little 23 is going to start at 6,000 pounds. So now we're just coming out of 5,000 pounds on the single axles. Now we're into that 6,000 pound arena on the 23, all the way up to 8,800 pounds. And the Flying Cloud is really geared towards that family unit. The Flying Cloud, you could consider that as the blank slate. It's got them wood grain tones, medium wood grain tones, that you can kind of turn that into your own personality. You can kind of make it your own. It's going to have a 2,000 watt inverter, as I mentioned. It's going to have window awnings as an option. Second AC is going to be an option on the 25s and 27s, 28s, 30. It's going to be standard, but we're going to have a lot of the amenities that we're wrapping into it. From the Flying Cloud, we'll jump up into the International. Now that's a significant jump with Airstream in terms of once we get from the Flying Cloud, we get into the International. Now we're in our designer series. So looking at the International, you're going to see a lot of the things now start to become standard. So you're also going to see some of the floor plans shrink up a little bit. It's in a designer series. So the International is going to have that coastal flare. The colors on the International is going to be aqua and seashell, kind of like that coastal flare, right? And it's available in a 23, 25, 27, 28, and 30. So again, kind of limited down just a little bit. I didn't mention on the Flying Cloud. The Flying Cloud, you have a hatch you can get as well, which I really like. That hatch carries over to the International, by the way. But anyway, it's a coastal flare. It's that designer series. So with that designer series, you're going to get a power awning. Window awnings become standard. You're going to get Corian solid surface countertops on the inside. So again, that's that coastal flare in the designer series. The weights, 6,000 pounds up to the 30 foot. It's going to be 8,800. So the weights are going to be relatively the same, and that's one of the beauties of Airstream. When you start looking at a 23, whether it's a Flying Cloud or International, the weights, the tank sizes are exactly the same. Start looking at a 25 International to a 25 Flying Cloud, 7,300 pounds. The weight's going to be exactly the same. Tank sizes, the basic foundation is going to be the same. It's just the amenities that we put in that makes the difference. So coming out of the International, we're still in the designer series, so we're going to go right to the Globetrotter. Globetrotter has that European flair, and we're actually sitting in a Globetrotter right now. Globetrotter is, again, we're coming up in the supply chain, the food chain, so the Globetrotter is going to be available in a 25, a 27, and a 30. And I'll tell you what, if you've ever been into a 30-foot Globetrotter, absolutely beautiful. It's got that long seat, that long entertaining area, long table on the roadside, just absolutely stunning. But anyway, Globetrotter, power awning, power stabilizers, got that European flair that we talked about. On this European look, if you look at the overhead cabinets and the appointments, this European design really celebrates the curves on the outside of the trailer. So on the outside, we're known for our curves. So we have all the nice curves. We talked about that aerodynamic shape. Once you come to the inside, you'll notice the overhead cabinets. They are curved. Look at the sidewalls on the cabinetry, all curved. One of the other nice features of this Globetrotter, the seating surface just wraps right around you. And I have to tell you, I'm extremely comfortable sitting here. It just wraps right around. It kind of gives you that booth, dinette, that extended stay, all the comforts of home. So again, that's the Globetrotter line. Coming right out of the Globetrotter line, we would go to the Tradewind. Now the Tradewind is priced right at the Globetrotter, but it has a lot of the features of the Flying Cloud. What makes the the Tradewind, what makes the Tradewind unique is the extended stay. Go further, stay longer is actually our tag team. If somebody wants to do a lot of harvest hosts, Tradewind's perfect. Tradewind has 810 amp hour game changer lithium batteries that's housed right underneath it. It's got a 3,000 watt inverter that runs everything off those batteries. So 100% of this 110 is run off that inverter, which is tied to that 810 amp hour batteries. It's got 600 watts of solar. Now the 23 is going to have 500 watts of solar. It's available on a 23 and a 25, but 600 watts of solar. So the power plant is 810 lithium batteries, 600 watts of solar, 3,000 watt inverter, and that's going to run the air conditioner, depending where you're at, for an average of anywhere from 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Maybe down in Florida where that air's hot, humid, a little bit heavier, it's not going to run as much, it's not going to be as efficient, but easily 5, 6, 7 hours off that air conditioner, or getting out of that air conditioner off the batteries and inverter. Really, really prolific. And again, that's available in a 23 and a 25. And the 25, you can get the rear hatch. The 23 we just launched for 2025 model year. So
awesome.
Really excited about it.
Well, now you were mentioning something about something going to be going away after 2025. You have two of them. Yeah,
the models that we're going to change, and I didn't mention it when I was talking about the Bambis and Caravels, is that 19. We're going to retire the 19, and we're just going to have 3 floor plans. We retired the 19. Just starting to look, we want to introduce new products. And we want
what about the Pottery Barn and the REI?
Yeah, I haven't got to the Pottery Barn yet, but the Pottery Barn this is the last call, last model year, for the Pottery Barn and the REI. And the Pottery Barn, I'll chat about that. The Pottery Barn is that special collaboration between Airstream and the Pottery Barn. It's available in a 28. You can either get it in a queen bed or a twin bed. But when you walk into a Pottery Barn, it looks like a Pottery Barn. It looks like he's just walking into the store. Real plush seating surfaces. It's kind of got that country style flair to the cabinetry on it. The dinette table is a solid oak table right from Pottery Barn. The pointed fixtures are from Pottery Barn. Has that Pottery Barn flair. It's got a little party shelf that I like to call it that comes off to the side, hangs off an open window where you can put some of your drinks on the side of it, I might say. So anyway, the Pottery Barn's really cool. But we're retiring. Pottery Barn was a 3-year collaboration, and that 3 years is up at the end of 2025 model year. So hate to see it go, but excited for what would come down the pipeline next.
Gotcha. So now, for those that don't know, what is the REI? What model is that in?
The REI is going to be in the base camp. And that REI, REI is that co-op exchange. REI is known for their outdoor supplies, outdoor gear. It ties extremely well with the base camp. Extremely well. Sure. So anyway, coming out of the Tradewind, then we're going to come to the Pottery Barn. And I just kind of mentioned the Pottery Barn, that collaboration. And then, of course, from the Pottery Barn comes our flagship. It's the Classic. The Classic is that's evolved over the time. Classic is the flagship for Airstream. Like I mentioned, it's got all the bells and whistles. So a Classic's available in a 30 and a 33. For that extended traveler, home away from home feel. You walk into the Classic, you'll see the hardwood cabinetry on the inside, the Softville seating surfaces on it, cedar-lined wardrobes. It's got a safe. The 33's got a huge shower in the back. Just all the amenities. The beds are reclining beds in it. 0 options on the Classic. We throw everything at the Classic and make it standard. 2 ACs. The ACs are 15s on it, 15 BTUs. So Classics, again, available in a 30 and a 33. And again, if you haven't seen one, I'd invite you into the dealership to look at it. It is just absolutely stunning on the inside.
Awesome.
So that kind of kicks up our models and why Airstream.
Perfect. Well, listen, Tim, I do appreciate you taking the time and coming in and seeing us today. Learned a lot. Airstream is new to me, but not for long, folks. I'm going to know this stuff inside and out in no time, but appreciate you watching. Please do give Tim a thumbs up. throw some comments down. Let me know how you think he's did. Did he give you all the information you needed to know? And we'll be back at you again soon. Take care.